One deal in particular.
Jimmy Hughes, as he appeared a quarter-century ago, a government witness protected by immunity from prosecution. And this is Jimmy Hughes now, in custody, awaiting extradition to be prosecuted for the very same triple murder. Authorities say he forfeited his immunity.
There's a lot of things that have been said about this case that are not necessarily true. I believe we have sufficient evidence to bring a case against Jimmy Hughes.
Cold case detective John Powers renewed the Riverside Sheriff's investigation a year ago. Rachel Begley has been living with the case 28 years. Ralph Boger, one of the three victims, was her father.
I started to grow up when I was about, 15 or 16, I think is when it really hit me that nobody was, I didn't know that they were doing something. I just didn't know what they were doing, and I didn't have answers that I needed.
The questions go back 3 decades when the doors to gambling had just opened for Indian tribes and the Cabazon band started a new casino outside Indio. Chopper-riding Fred Alvarez served as the band's vice chairman. Begley's dad, Ralph Boger, was the casino manager, and management of the tribe's business affairs was taken over by a man with a murky past, John Nichols, discovered to have connections to organized crime figures like Rocco Zangari and involvement with international arms dealing, reaching out to the Contras. In 1981, the bodies of Boger, Alvarez, and friend Patty Castro were found in the patio of Alvarez's home, all shot in the back of the head. A week before, Boger had a talk with his daughter.
My dad had taken me out to ice cream, and he told me that there were some things going on at the reservation that were not good things. And, talking to a 13-year-old, he used that terminology. He told me that there were bad guys there and that him and Fred were trying to stop them.
The investigation initially focused on people known to the victims. Jimmy Hughes told authorities it was an ordered assassination, but he was only the bagman. This is how Hughes put it when we interviewed him in 1985.
Nichols told me the hit on Alvarez was an authorized backed government covert action.
Hughes told us back then Nichols ordered a hit on him. The California Attorney General had taken over the case and convened a grand jury. This is how a then-young reporter summarized the situation.
Inside the Riverside County Courthouse, all these revelations are now being digested by the grand jury. Members are taking their time with the investigation, and the State Department of Justice agrees there's no need to hurry. If and when indictments are issued, it knows where to find John Philip Nichols. Patrick Healy, News 4, Riverside County.
As it was, the grand jury never did return indictments. Rachel Begley went on with her life, and then all of the questions came back.
I was just doing a random search online for family members over an argument with my husband and ran across a couple of books that I saw some of the things that were said about the murders, and I had no idea that any of this stuff had ever happened or that that any of these things that were being written about were even true. And I actually started out very angry about it, and I thought somebody was trying to make money off my dad's murder, and that's what got me started looking into all of this.
In the intervening years, Jimmy Hughes had become a minister and founded a ministry operating in Honduras, Central America. Occasionally, he returned to the States. Last year, Begley learned Hughes would be attending a conference in Fresno. She decided she would try to talk to him.
I thought maybe he was just a witness because of what he said, and then I started looking into, some of the background and some of the documentation back in the day that his name was listed on, and I saw a deeper connection.
Nobody knows my situation. Nobody knows the debt that I have.
Accompanied by the son of Fred Alvarez and a video camera, Begley indeed walked up to the lectern and confronted Hughes. As it was, the video malfunctioned, but you can hear Hughes.
I want to forget about a past that is ever so awful and scary in my past. I don't live there anymore.
I hoped for him to actually tell me the truth, and I was actually hoping that he would actually say sorry for his involvement, but he refused to do so.
I don't got nothing to do with that. Screw the FBI, screw the police, screw everybody else in my past. I don't care about my past.
The thing that really got me aware that there was more of a role with him is when I confronted him.
Begley brought what she had to the sheriff, and Detective Powers was assigned to look at the case.
Rachel managed to find a lot of information on her own during her own investigation that she brought forward to me that assisted me in turning over new stones and knocking on some new doors and gathering more information on this case.
He's been great. Once he got on the case, me and him started working together, and I'm very, very grateful to the sheriff and the entire department for standing behind him during the investigation.
Neither would discuss the evidence uncovered, but they believe Hughes got his immunity under false pretenses.
And the immunity was contingent on if his story checked out.
Detective Powers got a murder warrant, and when he learned Hughes would be traveling through Miami Airport last month, he arrested him there.
He is fighting the extradition, so we are working out the paperwork, and we are confident that we'll be bringing him back here to California very soon.
The warrant mentions other possible suspects.
We are continuing to gather additional information about potential other suspects involved in this.
So, was the triple assassination a covert operation, an organized crime hit? Rachel Begley is still not prepared to say what she thinks, but she'll never forget that talk with her dad a week before he was slain.
Looking back at it, I can see that, he had some kind of fear for him to even say that to me. So.